This is the kind of stuff nightmares are made of when I'm thinking about this is the stuff that's crawling into my shorts. So one, you got to check for the gators and everything, but worst case scenario, you really get stuck, you can use these branches to help pull yourself out.
What is that?
I don't know what that is. It's the first one we got of that. So I wonder if I could like follow it down. I'm gonna get bit by a bug. Watch this. This is not like I'll fall. Ah! The dragonflies lay these in the water and they will eat fish and stuff. It's like we've got leeches, boys.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good.
Extra showers tonight.
So it's probably super poisonous. I'm gonna die, but I don't know what those things are at all. It's the first time I've seen that come up in a net. There, that's a killie.
Yeah, that's the bluefin killie with the red tail.
Yeah. Killie goes in the killie pile. I think those are both header in from us. And then his uncle was like, hey, watch out for that bass hole, by the way. And I'm like, no, I already know where that is. So, yeah, right there, it just drops like straight 4 feet in.
We're out here collecting today, guys. Just picked up a few neat fish, but I'm not alone. I'm actually with some friends from the West Coast. We got a wild Cory from Aquarium Co-op is in the trees over here. Trust me, he's in there. But we got a few fish. We're out here. Picked up a sailfin molly. We'll definitely show off some fish to you. So here he is, the wild Cory, out here in the local Florida waters catching fish with us. Any luck so far?
I've caught a few, but it's mostly gambusia, which are illegal, so I could never take them home. I want some of the Sailfin Mollies, and the fish have been out here. We have kind of these butterfly nets, because this is an on-the-fly, you know, endeavor. We were supposed to go to a fish farm, that got canceled, and so now we grabbed some, I grabbed pink swim pants from Walmart, and a shirt, and now I'm out here, so that way I still have something to fly home in. But we got these little nets, and I'm definitely going to come back. You can see the bubbles of sulfide gas coming up out of the ground, and you can see how much mulm when I start pulling up some of these nets. You can see it on my arms and that kind of stuff. But the fish in general kind of collect in these shady spots because it gets really hot. And I don't know if they feel like they can see better or they feel safer, but like right out here, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's a ton of them.
Oh my gosh, you can see these blue tails and these mollies.
Yeah. So with these little nets, you have to wait and be very still till they get close to you and then sweep back towards you and pick up the muck and then sift through the muck. With a much bigger net, you can do some more advanced tactics, but with these small nets, if you're not right on it, you're gonna get nothing. Like in Peru, we really wanted to lift up underneath a lot of this vegetation, but these little nets are gonna just snap because they got these little bamboo poles. So you have to come in down off the top, but you got trees blocking you. So I'm gonna, give a scoop, but I don't know. You almost have to come in from the side here, and they're gonna run, and then you gotta let it sit there, and it makes for real bad video. But we might be able to get something. You can see him just run, and we'll see if. So the muck that comes out of here is just. This is all mulm like we'd have in our fish tank. And these nets are pretty fine, so normally like in Peru or something like that, we would just wade them in the water and kind of get the muck out, and then we can sort through. But what we're finding is these nets are too fine to do that. So I got nothing on that go, but I'm gonna keep fishing. The problem is you muck it up, so you almost have to wait a little bit. You can watch more gas is coming up out of here. So a lot of people say, oh, well, the gas is going to kill my fish. Like, it would take an insane amount of gas, and it's happening all the time in the wild here. So let's see if I can see if that was quick enough to get some. Yeah, I got some at least here. So we've got first some gambusia.
Oh, he popped out.
Oh, there's more. Well, it's all gambusia so far. Here's another one.
We'll get some B-roll.
Yeah, the B-roll of it here. So the muck is thick, so I want to show you guys in a net here. We do the washing. So now, if I can, watch how deep my feet are in this. Like, I'm pulling as hard as I can to get.
Like a suction.
Yeah. So look at that. I mean, that's, and then then you have to put your other foot down because this one's way deeper. Look, my knees right here. That's how far down it is. So you kind of hold on to stuff, keep the fish wet, and just work. And get, that's what we're fishing in here. Then you come back and you find the fish. And yeah, it's another gambusia here. And it's gonna jump out of my hand into the water, but
we can see him.
That's what we're fishing for. And there's much bigger fish, but they're harder to catch typically. And we're just aiming for schools with these small nets. So normally I'd get way out there, but the deeper the water is, the harder it's gonna be to catch anything because these nets, a fine net, even in your aquarium, doesn't move through the water very fast. A really coarse net, there's no drag. So you want a coarse net that's just fine enough to hold the fish you're trying to catch, but as coarse as you can get so you're faster. And normally you want a 4-foot net so you can get 2 hands, you can get this power stroke going to it. You only get 1 hand, you kind of have to do these little wisping motions with a little dip net like this. See more in the background, some more air or gases coming out. I'll try to get a little deeper here and not sink in up to my neck. So it is a little safer, by the way, when you're doing this kind of stuff. If you're by the branches, so one, you got to check for the gators and everything, but worst case scenario, you really get stuck, you can use these branches to help pull yourself out. And that seems like, oh yeah, sure, that legit happens though. Like you can get so deep. Oh, there's some fish right here. Let's see if I got, they're small, but they might be the header-ended Formosa we're looking for, or I'm looking for. Wash, wash, wash. Yep, there we go. And they're the, yep, because I went for the smaller fish. See if I can bring it back here. Again, that's a...
Easier said than done.
Yep. So these little fish right here, those are about full grown. These are females, and they're the smallest live bearer in the world. And they're a really fun fish to keep because, I'm gonna put them back down in the water here. They're really fun to keep because they are more, so instead of like guppies where they have a batch of like, here's 50, they're more of a conveyor belt, like one every day, day and a half. They just keep producing in your aquarium, and they're a live bearer for nano aquariums that are really cool. So now I gotta get to a bucket because we didn't plan ahead here. But if you can see behind me, I don't know if you can, there's a whole school of fish. But when you have fish in your net, you can't get the other fish. So gotta drop these ones off and go collect more.
All right, guys, we got some least killifish, some more of the header-ended Formosa. Got a few jumping around here, but we'll show some more at the end when we get them in a collection cup. So we're at the second stop for the day. This is actually in my backyard, my uncle's place, and Cory just pulled up the craziest looking bug.
Someone tell us what this thing is, because this is the kind of stuff nightmares are made of when I'm thinking about, this is the stuff that's crawling into my shorts. Yeah.
That's weird. It's like a little armored. There we go.
I found little ones of these, but nothing this big.
That's weird.
And there's an acris in here, and there's Vallisneria and hornwort, and you know, we've lost the light, so that's the thing, is we're fishing blind at this point. But you can kind of, I've been trying to root around because they've got like nets that can't do much force, so I'm trying to see if there's any catfish or anything in here. So you kind of drag along the ground. We've been finding shrimp and stuff.
Yeah, we find snails everywhere. We got this snail shell over here.
Yeah, more of those weird bugs, but not nearly as big.
Randy's over here too. I gotta make sure Randy from the Aquarist Podcast is here. But yeah, we're gonna get back to it. But there's plenty of.
There's a big hole over there. I know, because I fell straight into it, and then his uncle was like, "Hey, watch out for that bass hole, by the way." And I'm like, "No, I already know where that is." So, yeah, right there, it just drops like straight 4 feet in. Yeah, but lots of lilies and stuff too. Like the lilies are blooming. Like that one's more blooming right over here. Like if we had better nets, we could really get into here. And this, like you think this is land. I'm gonna fall in this bass hole again. I know it. Just to show something. Like you think this is land, but this is all like reeds and stuff. So it's all just water. Oh, I bent the net.
Got a different type of fish in here.
You did?
Yeah. I'm not sure. So there's a shrimp in there bouncing around, and then underneath it,
Oh my god.
it's probably gonna bite you.
Oh, that's a different
What is it?
fish.
What is that?
I don't know what that is. It's the first one we got of that.
Yeah, if you guys know, let us know in the comments because I haven't seen this fish.
We'll put him in the
See.
bucket and we'll get him in a tank and try to identify him.
All right.
It's fine.
Oh, I bent the net. You can see it's all wobbly just by pushing that down. Like these nets are not made for what we're putting them through. Yeah, but I'll do it with the other side. It is totally, you know, just it's water here. And if we had, like you can see, it goes down quite a bit. If we had the better nets, you get in under there, and there's just probably fish and shrimp and all kinds of crazy stuff all through here. And I want to come back with a flashlight, because you can sometimes get Daphnia and just stuff to collect towards it that'll come out at night. And you know, like when you go discus collecting and that kind of stuff, angelfish and discus at night, you get them in the light and you can just grab them, kind of the same thing. So yeah, but now I've broken the, well, it's not completely broken yet, but now I've lost a lot of faith in this net. So Yeah, and the ducks. Follow the ducks. They know where to eat. They know what's up. The sounds are awesome here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's almost sunset here, and it's just gorgeous. It's a little chilly water, but definitely bearable. Definitely worth it.
Yeah, it's real cold when the wind blows and you fell in. Yeah, you get to be that guy. But again, I fall. If you guys haven't seen my videos, every single time I ever collect, I fall. But I'm usually the guy getting way in there. I was under the boat. There's another hole under the boat, by the way. But there's fish there too. So you know, where there's a hole, there's fish. And yeah, what else? There's a lot of val in here. An Aquarist. There's some val right here that we kicked up. This is not the gigantic val like it was at the other place. Like this is not Americana. This might be corkscrew. When we first got in here, it's got all the little corkscrewy. Like this is attached to a plant actually. So I wonder if I could like follow it down. I'm gonna get bit by a bug. Watch this. This is not like I'll fall. Ow! I'm gonna pull some up here. I'll just pull a handful. This is the worst idea I've had in a while. Oh, I thought that was a bug right there. But yeah, it's almost like a striped val. Like a tiger val maybe, but this is how they put out their flowers and stuff. Like they put this all the way up to the surface. Oh, I broke it, but you know where I learned this from? L.R. Brett's Aquatics in his ponds. Like, cause I've never seen it out in the wild before, so but I learned that, and you know, I bet you during the heat of summer this turns red. I bet you because there's such long daytime hours. But there's all kinds of stuff. Like I don't know, we've only searched like a 20-foot area and there's so much biodiversity, it's crazy.
I think I'll share the picture with you to put in this video, but just standing here, screwing around, going like this, like a little kid, I pulled it up, and just a handful of fry, like a ton of fry. So share that photo with you, you can insert it in the video, but yeah, it's just fun. We're just out in front of the house, in the water.
The predatory nymphs.
Let me check out the nymphs.
Let's see where to go in here. I know, oh, right here. So these little predatory nymphs, the dragonflies lay these in the water and they will eat fish and stuff. And so you got all these creepy crawlies with you. There's hornwort and an Aquarist in here. So the hornwort's right here. I mean, honestly, it is kind of a paradise for a fish keeper because you can get so many plants and it's pretty healthy. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of parasites and contaminants and stuff. So with one free thing, you'd be buying a lot more meds and that kind of stuff. But it is pretty fun, and it was hot today, and you know, I'm having a good time. So you know, it's an event too. Oh, there we go, I caught a shrimp. So by dredging the bottom here, got like one of these grass shrimps. Might be like a freshwater kind of like ghost shrimp. We'll see if it's kind of carnivorous, like if it's a carnivore. What is that? Those are eggs of something.
What? Oh wow, look at these little green jelly things. What the heck?
It's probably super poisonous. I'm gonna die, but I don't know what those things are at all. It's the first time I've seen that come up in a net.
That's odd.
We're probably all looking at fish poop right now, like, oh, look at that! You know, I have no idea what that is, but you know, we'll get the shrimp in the thing because we want to see if we can breed them. But I don't know what those eggs are at all.
That's weird.
I guess we could like try and look at it real quick. Not that the water's super clear or anything, but where'd that shrimp go? Let's just try and get a.
To Google green fish eggs or green aquatic eggs.
Did they come
Like
out?
green, yeah, they're there. Like Google, like jelly.
Yeah, I don't know what that stuff is. The shrimp should be in here, right? Yeah, there's a shrimp. But the water, obviously, as we walk around, is pretty mucky, but it's not super clear either way. But you bring this little specimen container so you can see what it is, because you don't want to take home just a bunch of stuff you're not going to use. Like, yeah, they can be feeders and stuff, but you know, there's no sense like, oh, there's 7,000 gambusia I don't want. You kind of want to see like, oh, is this a new fish? Do I need to find more? What do you find? Oh, no shrimp. Throw it in there.
And then a pretty nasty looking little.
Oh, and then we got the little water scorpion thing right there. Yeah, that's what that thing is. I don't want to touch that thing though, but I don't know. I mean, maybe they're not that bad, but last time I was in Florida, they said, yeah, you don't really want to be touching those things. There we go. Did I get it out with it? No. Still in there.
Oh yeah, I see him.
Yeah. Grab onto that guy. Yeah.
So here's
Come on.
Here's a little fry.
Get out of there. Got him.
So I got maybe 20 or 30 of those in one scoop.
Shrimps.
Shrimps
I got
in
him in
there.
a little plant. Hold on those little planties. Let's put them in.
We'll catch back up with you back at the house when we take a look at all these guys.
Get better light on them. And ooh, is that a leech?
Ooh.
All right.
Is that what we got in there?
Looks like we've got leeches, boys.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good.
Extra showers tonight.
So, yeah, we'll be making sure we're real careful there. And this is one of those things. Like, what are those movies where you're just like, oh my god! Like, yeah, that is a leech though. So there's that. You know, part of the fun, right? So whenever you're sorting fish, like even when you import fish, you start with the stuff you know, because it should be easier to identify what you don't know.
Little mollies? Yeah, I can't tell if those are mollies or... I think it's the mollies.
Did we catch a bunch of small mollies?
We did catch some smaller mollies, yeah.
Okay. I didn't catch any of the mollies. I was in the part. It's that one probably is a molly too, is it? So next time we'll have like a professional sorting light. So we tried not to take back the Gambusia. This is the part that takes hours when you get back from collecting. You're all like phased by the sun already, you're hungry, you're cold. Stop calling and just start sorting them faster. Once they color up after a day, or shrimp.
So what's the primary characteristic you're looking for between the Gambusia and the mollies?
Well, the mollies are going to be bigger, and then Gambusia usually don't have much color unless it's like Halbruchii, which is spotted. This is heterophragm formosa with the vertical stripes. So, down over there. Come on. And the females will be bigger than the males on the Gambusia. This is... Oh, no, come on. So we have a wet fish table. Almost jumped in my hand. Still in the water because there's so much water on the table. I mean, you can see it, but I need you to lift off, buddy.
Got him?
Gotcha.
There we go.
This is fish food, right?
Big old shrimp. There's the shrimps. There should be some of these killies in here, though.
Should be a few. They have that vertical line. Yeah, that's one right there. That's a killifish right there.
Yep, that is one of them. There, that's a killie.
Yeah, that's the bluefin killie with the red tail.
Yeah, so we'll put that guy over here.
Oh, shrimp popped out.
Popped out of the container. Come here, guy. So this is a common tactic at fish wholesalers. You keep the tables wet, so if anything lands, it doesn't land like on a dry carpet, suck the water out or anything like that. There's a killie. There's two Heterina formosa maybe. There we go. Killie goes in the killie pile. I think those are both Heterina formosa.
Like a pencil fish, almost like the shape of them.
It's almost like a loach or something. I don't know what that guy is. Oh, no, that's not a loach. Maybe, probably a different type of killie. That's what I would bet. And then a bunch of shrimp. Some hairgrass, dwarf hairgrass. And then I think we got... What are you guys? More killies?
Yeah, there's a killie. I think you did catch a killie there. It's a different killie.
More Gambusia.
And that snail. That cool little purple snail.
Yeah.
I threw that in there.
Alright, well, let's separate.
So it's the morning after the collecting trip and taking a look at the fish we put in this tank. Looks like we got some of the Gambusia are the ones with kind of the plain looking ones. And then the ones with a line are the least killifish, the smallest live bear in the world. So pretty cool little fish. Looks like we may even have some pregnant ones. I'm not sure if that one back there is pregnant, hiding behind that Gambusia. And some of these Gambusia are pretty big. This guy's up here just chilling on top of the sponge filter. But they've acclimated pretty well. We also got some of the killifish up here. Put them in this tank already to add to the killifish population. This right now is probably my favorite native fish that I'm keeping. Hoping to breed these guys. Actually already threw spawning mop in there, so we'll see how that goes. Really want to keep them on live foods and try to get them nice and fat and get them happy. Looks like this guy over here is pretty happy right now. Looks like a male and a female potentially. The males get more color than the females. You can see him really, oh, so beautiful. But yeah, this is one of my favorite, well, this is my favorite native that I'm keeping right now. And if we swing next door, we got some of these Sailfin Mollies. These are more juvenile-ish. I'm not really sure male or female, but I want to grow these out and potentially breed these as well. This guy's a male over here, just so he's got a podium hanging out. But when these guys get, you know, bigger, they get beautiful, the huge sailfin on top. I want to also show you guys some of the shrimp we collected. So let's head over to that tank. So in this tank, we put some of the shrimp that we had collected. As you can see, there's one hanging out right there. I'm not really sure what species they are, if they're a grass shrimp or a, you know, whatever. I'm gonna try to breed them out and see. There's also a funky looking fish in here that I haven't been able to get much footage of, but hopefully I'll be able to put some B-roll. And I have no idea what kind of fish this is. It hangs out near the bottom, and no idea if it's a darter or what, but we collected it in that lake at that second spot. And if someone knows, please, please, please let me know. And if you guys go collecting out by where you live, let me know what you catch, where you're from, because like I said, this is quickly becoming one of my favorite pastimes or parts of the hobby.